Tough timing. Toxic red tide algae blooms are showing up just as local businesses were hoping to welcome more visitors back for season.
That's right. The algae blooms have been spotted in several spots along the coast, and now the Department of Health has put out warnings for visitors.
Sanibel's been seeing this issue, Captiva too. Rob Manch on Captiva with a look. Rob?
Well, water tested from right here on Captiva Beach was positive for red tide. So far, you can't see it or smell it, but today I learned it's already having an impact on tourism.
Nice.
When I met these fishermen on Blind Pass Bridge, I learned red tide had already changed their day.
The game warden just came by and was telling us that right now snook, redfish, and speckled trout are all closed because of the red tide, just to protect their populations.
That means these guys have to throw their fish back. Professor Mike Parsons at FGCU says he's confirmed the red tide as well.
We first started seeing red tide right around Thanksgiving.
The map provided by FWC shows several instances of red tide up and down Sanibel and Captiva Islands. That includes an orange dot, which means a moderate concentration right where I met these fishermen. But they say if it's there, they haven't noticed.
We've been up to Cape Coral, we've been out here in Sanibel, and we've been up by Tampa, and at this point I haven't seen any evidence of a red tide.
Parsons says one way researchers have seen it is in birds.
This past weekend there were, basically teeter-tottering cormorants walking around, stumbling around, and we think it's due to being exposed to the red tide toxin.
The wildlife hospital Crow tells me it received 60 of those birds to treat in the month of November alone. There's a theory that the increase in red tide could be coming due to the release of water from Lake Okeechobee, carrying nutrients to the coast. But Parsons says it hasn't been proven.
Nobody has been able to really link the two directly. It's not as simple as a cause and effect.
Parsons says he'll continue to track the bacteria, and these fishermen say for them, it's not the end of the world.
It's a little disappointing, but it's better for the fishery in the future, so we got to do what we got to do.
And Parsons tells me it is a little unusual to see red tide this late in the year, but he says we'll only be in real trouble if the blooms become self-sustaining, meaning they don't need outside nutrients to survive. On Captiva Island, Rob Manch, Fox 4.